Kevin, Magpie 24/7, and I hope you're all good. So, that's it. The 2022-2023 season is finally over, and it ends at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea won, Newcastle United won in what was a really strange game with a lot of chances. Like, I honestly thought it was going to be a really high scoring game. I thought we were going to get like a Liverpool Southampton 4-4 type job because I just thought with the team that Eddie Howe put out, it was a really attacking side. We had Anderson, we had Gordon in midfield, and we had like 4 or 5 wingers on the field, and two goalkeepers on the bench and anyway. But yeah, it's mental. To end the season in fourth, not even needing to worry about the last game because we'd already seen to it against Leicester midweek. But yeah, it was just one of them where it was just like kind of a nothing game, but still we wanted to beat Chelsea kind of thing, and it didn't really matter for us in the grand scheme of things. I think in terms of like national kind of thing, they were looking at Leicester and Everton and like the relegation scrap today because that seemed to be obviously the more important thing because they're close together. But we started the game really well. Miggy could have had a hat trick in this game. He just didn't seem at the races at all in front of goal. I just wish he had a right foot. I think if Miggy had a right foot that he was decent with, like he could have had over 20 goals this season. How many times does he have to persist on cutting onto his left instead of hitting it straight away? But the chances he did have on his left weren't much better either. He kind of put one in the stand, um, one straight at Kepa. Like he could have had like with the form that he's been in this season, one or two would have been like expected almost from Almiron, but he didn't put them away. But I had a feeling before the game the day Anthony Gordon would get his first, and he did. It was a good late run into the box from him and a tidy finish as well. It was good to see him score because I know he seems to divide opinion a lot, does Gordon. So it's a big season for him next season. I hope with the added games and stuff, he gets more of a run in. But I thought, despite playing in a different position and stuff, he played really well. So yeah, I was happy with Gordon. And I was happy with his finish as well. But Chelsea weren't great in this game. If you ask the commentators that were doing the game, you'd think Chelsea were champions. The amount that were talking about them and talking them up, but Chelsea were awful. And the one bit of spark of quality they did have was Madueke, signed for Chelsea in January, and he just looked like a breath of fresh air. He had target for days on that right hand side, obviously our left hand side, and he caused all sorts of problems. And he could do bits under Eddie Howe. I'm not saying go and sign him in the summer because obviously we're looking at other targets, but see, he seems like a canny little player. Like, really caused with some problems. But obviously Chelsea get the goal through a Kieran Trippier own goal. It was kind of Sterling put the chance wide, his initial chance wide, but it kind of we kind of tried to clear it away. It hit off Trippier's hand. If it didn't go in, it was probably a penalty anyway. Goes in, goes into the break 1-1. And I thought, you know what, we're going to get chances anyway because this Chelsea team is very open. We're not going to get, we're not really, it's not really going to be a problem to get chances. But the second half was just diabolical. Um, yeah, we just cancelled each other out, and I think both teams in the end were happy with a point. Chelsea to end what is a fucking terrible season for them. Uh, I think they finished 12th or 13th, and their lowest points total in the Premier League for like since they got took over from Abramovich, uh, back in like the early 2000s. So yeah, it was a bad season for Chelsea, but fantastic season for us. It was obviously kind of a forgettable game, but I think the way end that went down to Chelsea were kind of in a party mood, making the Champions League. Happy days, looking forward to next season. And yeah, I think just in terms of the season, like me and Paul do some videos about the season, like a season review and stuff like that as well. And we'll probably talk about that more on there. But what a season it's been. If you had said to me at the start of the season Newcastle were going to hit top four and get to a cup final and go to Wembley, I don't think I would have believed you. Like, I know we're in a good place, we have good players. I didn't think top four was possible. I just thought it was in like a wild dream kind of thing, couple of seasons kind of a way. But like, I would have took top eight, maybe even Europa Conference League or something like that in a good cup run. Like, that would have been an amazing season. But for them to hit Champions League, I think it's just testament to Eddie Howe and the team that he's put together this season. Like, when he first took over, Newcastle were 19th in the Premier League, and it was it was a massive task on his hands just to stay in the league. To not even not even 2 years later be in the Champions League next season, I kind of get my head around it. I think Eddie Howe definitely manager of the season. I don't think anybody comes close. Anybody that has had a ridiculous amount of spending. Not to say Newcastle haven't spent as well, but in terms of the Big Six always spend considerably more than everybody else, and we've outperformed a lot of them this season. So yeah, I'm really happy with the team. I can't wait for next season, but yeah, in terms of the final performance of the season, kind of meh, but I don't really care. Champions League next season, bring it on. But in terms of Newcastle, that's it for the next, what, 10, 11 weeks. Yeah, one of them. Don't bring next season on. If I wish it was tomorrow, but obviously get the transfers in. Players that we need. I'm sure that'll be talking points all over the summer. But yeah, it's been a mental season. Probably my favourite to date as a Newcastle fan. Some of the memories that have been made and some of the matches that have been that some of the goals, some of the moments, brilliant season. But yeah, it doesn't end on the best of notes, but it doesn't really matter because we're already Champions League anyway. But yeah, get your comments in. Let us know who your player of the match was for today. Mine was probably Botman. I think considering how bad we were defensively today, I thought he was the one solid rock in there. So yeah, he played well for me. And yeah, let us know what your player of the match is in the comments below. Massive thanks to all of you for this season. It's been a mad season. And obviously me and Paul just two Newcastle fans trying to post news and chat shit and chat shit with fans. Really, that's all it's ever been about. So yeah, a massive thank you for supporting me throughout the year. And there'll be like player reviews throughout the next couple of weeks or something like that. I've got a couple of ideas for. But yeah, I'm babbling, so I'm gonna stop. I love yous and leave yous for now, and catch you on the next Magpie 24/7 video, and I'll catch you later.